Have you been to the area's premier radio-controlled hobby shop and raceway? Underground Raceway and Hobbies in Great Northern Mall has 2 indoor tracks for racing at every experience level. Don't have your own car? No problem. You can rent one from us. When you're ready to get your own, we've got an on-site hobby shop with everything you need, including all the popular brands. Underground Raceway and Hobbies has kits for land, sea, and air. Cars, boats, planes, you name it. Come see us next to Dick's in the Great Northern Mall in Clay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MotoOption Supercross. Out of Marmora, New Jersey, riding for Heckman Productions SYS Racing. Number 4, Jeremy Smith. From Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, riding for Adept Creative Co. Number 16, Logan Leitzel. From Dallas, Texas, riding for Duncan Racing. Number 28, Trevor Byrne. Mattawan, Michigan, riding for Phil's Ski and Snowboard. Number 78, Jacob Hubbard. From New Jersey, riding for Underground RC. Number 14, Matthias Janis. From Tampa, Florida, riding for Underground RC. Number 5, Tyler Lang. From Scottsdale, Arizona, riding for Panini Motorsports. Number 51, Payson Johnson. From Shawnigan Lake, Canada, riding for Panini Motorsports. Number 24, Colby Eaglin. From Costa Mesa, California, riding for Phil's Ski and Snowboard. Your defending Supercross champion. Number 1, Braden Carter. From France, riding for Panini Motorsports, 2018 Supercross champion, and your current points leader, number 7, Alexis Leclerc. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in. It's round 12 of the 2022 MotoOption Supercross Series live here on Start Your Systems. My name is Kellen Brower. I'm ready to bring you guys the action tonight here at Seattle. Well, we are deep into this MotoOption Supercross Series championship, and we still have a very tight championship battle in the 450 class. Can you freaking believe it? We have made it this far into the season, and Alexis Leclerc and Braden Carter are still at each other's throats, and it has been a terrific fight all season long. If you're with us last week in Indianapolis, boy, you saw one heck of a main event that ended with a second consecutive victory for Tyler Lang. Tyler Lang on that Underground RC Suzuki, moving into a bit of this championship picture as well. So it is close at the top of this standings table. And yeah, it's going to get wild here in these last 6 rounds of this championship. We still have Detroit to make up, of course, and this one as well here tonight. So 6 rounds to go. A lot of fun to be had. Let's go ahead and take a look at our qualifying times here for tonight in Seattle. Colby Eaglin has gone fastest at a 52.515 from Alexis Leclerc, Payson Johnson, Braden Carter, and Logan Leitzel. Everybody that we expect to see at the sharp end of the field in this 450 class is right up there, ready to do battle here tonight. Kane Speck, Janice, and then Lang down there in 8th here tonight. So a little bit off the marker there for our most recent race winner, but I'm sure he'll figure it out by the time the main event gates drop. Hey, back in this 250 West division, we're taking a bit of a break right now for the 250 East guys. They'll be back next week in Detroit when we do the makeup round, but 250 West is back. Luke Magnetti, fastest here tonight at a 53.468. Rasmus Balzer, Seth Shirley, Johan Bordeaux, and Holden Cody. Learned tonight, earlier today, that it's actually pronounced Cody, so I apologize if I've mispronounced it this entire time, but we'll make it better now. Casey Cochran is your championship leader in this 250 West division, as we'll go ahead and take a look at our standings right now, and we'll go to that 250 West division first. But Cochran with a 13-point lead in the championship. Magnetti, Balzer, Shirley, Bordeaux inside the top 5, and all of them separated by less than 30 points. So really, any one of those guys really does still have a shot at this championship, especially with the East-West Showdown coming up in Atlanta in a few weeks' time. But Cochran does have that 13-point lead, and Magnetti, Balzer, Shirley, all there within 20 points, trying to get it back away from him. But as mentioned, the 450 class has been nuts all season long. A terrific main event last time out in Indianapolis, and here's where it stands as we enter the 12th round of the championship here tonight in Seattle. Leclerc with a 6-point championship lead. Him and Carter have been exchanging blows all season long, and it seems like they are not slowing down anytime soon. Still very close between both of them, and we foresee this championship definitely taking it all the way down to the final race of the season. Now, Colby Eaglin, he did have a bit of a rough spell here these last few weeks and has now dropped to 22 points down in the championship standings. So if he would like to stay alive and keep this thing going as well, really needs a win here tonight in Seattle. Payson Johnson, Tyler Lang, as mentioned, they have now shared some wins here since we've gone over to the East Coast, and they've kept the points close, but they still have not made huge inroads on Leclerc or Carter really out front. It has been those two that have really kind of shown through and been consistent with their results all season long, and it's definitely given them the advantage of being right at the sharp end of the field here at the 12th round of the championship. So we're ready to go racing here tonight in Seattle. This racetrack is very similar to the one that was raced in 2020. Well, that we raced, I should say, in MX Simulator in 2020. They might be paying a little bit of an homage to that race that eventually was canceled in real life. But yeah, across the start straight right here, we're just kind of like joining halfway through the lap, little table over single or outside on-off option. And I'm not going to be able to show you guys a lap anyway, but if you were here earlier on in the show, or if you want to see a lap of this racetrack, please be sure to rewind back towards the beginning of this broadcast. You guys will check a little snippet there where we had the virtual lap showing you guys around the racetrack here tonight in Seattle. So we're getting ready to drop the gate here pretty quickly, it looks like. I think this is going to be... it might be UID grab, actually. They may not have gotten into the 250 West just yet. But here we go. Getting ready to drop the gate here for 250 West Heat number 1 coming up in just a few moments. Great to have you guys with us here tonight. Almost 200 live viewers joining and watching the racing with us tonight. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Got the sketchy Leo, Saru, Jessica Sink. It's Arachno. I think that's how you say that. Artem MMA Analysis is here as well. Alexander Martinez, Nico Saki. Everybody's hanging out in the chat tonight. Good to have you guys with us. Hopefully you enjoy the show as we bring you 2 hours of live coverage here in MotoOption Supercross, an MX Simulator Esport Championship for the North American Series. If you're interested in getting involved with the MX Simulator racing scene, by the way, please be sure to head over to racefactorygaming.com. That is all one word, racefactorygaming.com. And you too can get yourself a profile signed up over there, get yourself a license, and check out the myriad of series that they offer. They have EU series, so if you're racing in Europe and you need a better time of day as opposed to racing here later in the evening, they have an EU series that you can race. They also have amateur racing as well, which happens on Sunday evening. So if you want to get involved in the amateur supercross scene, there's an open amateur class, a 250 amateur class, and a novice supercross class. Novice is for riders who are, very new to the scene of MX Simulator, don't really know their way around too much, have never raced before, and are looking to get their feet wet. And it's free to race in that series as well. So if you're looking to get involved, that is where, recommend you guys head over there and check it out. All right, so it is 250 Heat number 1 already getting ready to go on the gate. There is your championship leader, Casey Cochran. I want to go ahead and make sure I get our moto names all sorted up here on the screen. So apologies that you're going to be looking at my lovely Honda here for just a second. But there we go. 250 Heat 1 set up and ready to go. All right, so Casey Cochran back in action here tonight. The Adept Creative Co., backed by UndefinedLifestyle.com. Yamaha number 20 machine enters tonight with that red plate. We're going to see whether or not he can hole shot this heat race. Remember, top 9 transfer out of this 6-minute plus 1 lap heat race. Everybody else headed to that last chance qualifier. So we are back with the 250 West scene here on the docket in Seattle. Get ready to get those revs up and drop the gate. 250 West time in the Pacific Northwest. It looks like the 53, we're going to lead him in. It was Brandon Larson. Belar is going a little bit wide, so Seth Shirley, Underground RC, leads them through. So Shirley must be new to the program this week. I apologize that I don't have his skins. I did not get a DM from them in Discord. So Shirley going from the Boots House program. He was on atom.com earlier this year. Went over to Boots House to ride 450 on the East Coast. And now back onto the West Coast out here. Joins up with the Underground RC Suzuki squad. I apologize again. I don't have his skins. Maybe we could try to get him in before that main event a little bit later on tonight. But it is Cochran who has moved up into second with Alec Horn right behind him on the 59. MotoAction Suzuki in third place. All these guys going to lead them around. Shirley with a good early advantage, but Cochran trying to stay in tow, and big gap back there to fourth place behind these guys. Our front 3 have definitely opened up a bit of a gap on the rest of the field. All these 250 guys able to get that triple on from the inside as Shirley makes a mistake. Cochran trying to hop over the top of him, but not able to get the quad into the corner, so he backs out of the challenge. Settles in behind him. Let's get an early onboard here with Casey Cochran, and you can see what this track looks like here tonight. Out of this bull corner, long set of whoops and tall set of whoops this week as well. We'll see that being a big problem area for guys tonight. Little double on the exit. Back across the start straight, inside, outside option. Outside, you're going to step on off into the Supercross triple. Looks like Shirley may have gone inside and actually kind of popped onto the table from that little inside ledge that guys can hook off. 56-1 for Cochran at the end of the first lap here. Jump into that outside and square off the berm down the start straight. Swing into this little right-hand double, and Cochran might be going for the race lead on Shirley, and he does. So Casey Cochran takes it over, almost over the back of the Yamaha through that first little section right there, but Shirley ends up going down. So Shirley getting up from a crash right now. Still in second place, though. Big gap behind them. Had opened up after Alec Horn went down. And now the 241 goes down. That's Liam Atkinson, going by the name Liamski. So he'll be told to change his naming convention in the server, I'm sure. But that has promoted Luke Magnetti, the Adept Creative Co. Yamaha rider, up into third place. So Magnetti entering tonight's second in the championship standings, trying to claw points back against his teammate. Ends up in the same heat race as his teammate there. And championship leader Casey Cochran, but settling into third place right now. 12-second deficit to our race leader. Back to Alec Horn in P4. Chase Matot rounds out our top five. With Holden Cody, Jeff Cooper, Kevin Gonzalez, and Seth Crotty inside of those transfer spots. Just behind, though, Matt Cromie, the 503 Phil Ski and Snowboard Honda machine, rider out of Canada, closing up on Crotty. And there's a good little fight right here throughout the tail end of the top nine. Is getting sideways. Kevin Gonzalez going to lose a transfer spot going through there. Matt Cromie moves up into P9. So big moves there for the 503 machine. And it's up to Kevin Gonzalez to try to fight back, close this gap down. Meanwhile, Holden Cody and Jeff Cooper in the whoop side by side. Cody to the outside, trying to get a drive across the start straight. Goes inside of the mechanics' tough blocks. Cooper going a little long on the landing there. Oh, we got a rider down. That is Chase Matot. Chase Matot hitting the deck on the Supercross triple. Tough spot to go down. That will promote Kevin Gonzalez back into the final transfer spot. Seth Crotty has now slipped back to 8th. Matt Cromie up to 7th. Holden Cody in 6th. Jeff Cooper in 5th. Alec Horn 4th. Magnetti 3rd. Shirley still in 2nd. Your race leader continues to be this man, Casey Cochran. Well, it hasn't been easy sailing for Cochran to get this championship lead through 6 rounds of this 250 West Division Championship. Only one actual race victory to his name in 2022 thus far, and it was at a Triple Crown in which he did not win a single main event. So Cochran just really hasn't quite got it figured out for the full 15 minutes yet, but he has been so consistent and arguably the best rider recovering from bad starts. It's a bad start and able to make his way forward rather easily. So now he is in a prime position here in this heat race to take home a race victory, and the first gate selection for that main event is in the background. That was Seth Shirley casing the quad. 23 machine picking it up and continuing on, but definitely lost a little bit of time. Back to the battle for third place, Magnetti and Alec Horn. You notice these 250 guys, they can't quite get that triple onto the table every single lap out of the corner in the back here, so doesn't quite set him up very well for the rhythm sections. Alec Horn's hopping through the whoops a little bit here. The inside and through those tough blocks. A nice save by the MotoAction Suzuki rider. Whoa, interesting line. Did I just see Magnetti? Did he go table, double over, triple face, double out? Let's stick with the Adept Creative Co. rider here and see if that was the case. That is a unique line, if that is really what he's trying to do. Wonder if it's faster. It doesn't seem like it would be, but who knows? Sometimes these guys figure out weird options. Triple on, off, triple, and then some guy's quadding right here. Magnetti's just going to hop that quad over. Easy peasy. He's actually closed up right here on Seth Shirley. We might see a pass for position here. Triple to the inside. Magnetti! There's contact, and he ends up on the ground. Should get it going just as Alec Horn gets there. He is going to lose some time there to Shirley. Now let's see if he does the same line again. Now that he's under a little bit of pressure here, as the white flag is going to wave for Cochran out front. So what is he doing? Over that table? Oh, he's trying to go over that table from the inside lip, then double, I believe. Either way, weird line. And losing a little bit more time now as Alec Horn going to close in from behind. Is that Aaron Rockefeller on the 54 machine going a lap down? So tough luck for the 5.4 Underground RC Suzuki there. Back to Shirley in second. Oh, Cochran was just caught up there with B-Lars in that berm, but going to remount. And now Shirley does go down on the quad in the background. So he's been testing the waters lap after lap with coming up short on that quad, and finally it comes up and bites him. Now he gets hit from behind by Alex Heckman. And it continues on, though, moves Magnetti up into that second spot. But your race leader continues to be and will continue to be Casey Cochran. Final lap of the race, final triple jump up to the finish line jump, and here it is, Casey Cochran, winner of 250 heat number 1. So Magnetti's going to finish up here in second place. The 19 machine crosses the line ahead of Alec Horn in third. Shirley back to fourth. Matt Cromie, good charge for him, all the way up to fifth. I believe this is his second 250 main event of the year for him. Holden Cody ends up in sixth. Chase Matat, well done for the 194 machine. He's going through in seventh. Jeff Cooper on the 120 goes through in P8, and Seth Crotty makes it through in the final transfer spot. Tough luck there for Brandon Nygren, Zach Fisher, Chris Post, Tyler Moses, Kevin Gonzalez, Jack Fowler, Buddy Parker, Brandon Larson, Aaron Rockefeller, Liam Atkinson, Alex Heckman, and myself in warm-up mode. So we'll wait for cuts to come in and confirm. Looks like Shirley jumped around Alec Horn on cuts. Holden Cody got around Matt Cromie on cuts. But the rest of the top 9 transfer spots stayed the same as Cochran takes the win here in 250 heat number 1. Alrighty. 250 heat number 2 coming up next. And a quick shout out to my wife, who just brought in some homemade ice cream. This is mint chocolate chip that she made, so yeah, that's really good. Very, very good. Got an ice cream maker for her birthday like 2 months ago. I guess it's still a month ago, huh? And has been ripping off some very delicious ice cream. So shout out to the wife. Apologies at home that you can't taste this because it's very good. And apologies, by the way, that it seems so dimly lit in here. Because it's still light outside, I'm getting like some backlighting and other stuff like that, but I do actually have all my normal lights on, so just gonna have to deal with it. All right. 250 heat 2 about to come up. Try to finish off some of this ice cream before it melts. Yeah. Hey, I mean, when you have an ice cream maker, you got to use it, even if you're trying to eat healthy. What's my favorite flavor of ice cream? That's a good question. It was mint chocolate chip for a long time, but I've been a really big fan of cake batter ice cream. You go to a Cold Stone or frozen yogurt places or whatever. I usually go for the cake batter. So, probably my favorite. Yeah, imagine it being nice outside. It is actually toasty. Very toasty today. Not a very cool day down in here in SoCal. Got to, that's not too bad. 84, felt warmer. But yeah, got a bit of a heat wave going on down here in the old southwest of the U.S. Bit of a heat wave. Yeah. All right, let's jump back in server. Keep you guys entertained here, so I do nothing pretty much. What we got? We got Brett Powers. We got Christopher McPherson. We got Ryan Anderson, Carter Greer, Rasmus Balzer, AJ Green, Tyler Shields, J.R. Reyes, Emmett Sund, Seth Harnschwager, Tanner Thorson, Tyler McGuire, Charles Gable, Trevor Spencer, Dominic Paolini, Tyler Blowers, Daniel Irvine, Maxime Vanderbeek, all in this one, getting ready to go. All right, who are we going to take a look at here on the start of 250 heat number 2? How about... Yeah, Johan Bordeaux, far inside gate. Let's see how he comes out. Here we go. 250 heat number 2 right now. A pretty good jump for Bordeaux. He's getting squeezed, but he's still trying to hold that inside line, which is critical. As everybody pushes out a little bit wider, it's going to be Emmett Sund on the 88 machine with a hole shot. He goes down, though. He cases the jump out of the first rhythm lane, and it's going to be Balzer to the front. The Great Dane on the Rumus Suzuki number 32. I think a 7 on the back of his jersey. Yeah, it is a 7. I thought he was number 37. Is he riding someone else's bike? Whose bike are you on, Rasmus? Can't quite see the name there on the side. They got the name on the front? No. Who's number 32 on this team? Oh, man, it's so close. It's like I'm so zoomed in. I just can't quite see that name. Oh, and he tucks a front end. Complete noobish status. All right, Daniel Irvine takes over the race lead. Irvine on the atom.com number 52 machine out front. Trevor Spencer back into second place with Balzer third. Tyler Shields in fourth. Brett Powers inside the top 5. Paolini in sixth. Carter Greer 7th. Maxime Vanderbeek in 8th. And Christopher McPherson Jr. on the Boots House. Number 317, I believe that is. Rounds out our transfer spots. Emmett Sund after the hole shot. And Yard Sale has slipped back to 10th. Battle for second. Balzer has made it through the 57 machine there. Trevor Spencer moving back to third place. Balzer up into second. And we'll see whether or not he can make something happen and catch our race leader there, Daniel Irvine. That was, oh my gosh, you almost wrote out of that, but that was a little bit, that was just kind of poor craftsmanship there by Balzer. I don't know why he thought he could go through the tough blocks and still triple in, but didn't work out in his favor. Change for the lead coming, and it's Trevor Spencer down the inside. Triple through that rhythm section. Got it done, and in second place, Daniel Irvine goes down. So Shields goes through. Here comes Brett Powers. Also coming through there is Dominic Paolini. So the Boots House Yamaha finds his way up into fourth place on the 227 machine. Irvine, after leading the race, slips back to fifth place. Balzer now in sixth. J.R. Reyes, Brandon Wolf, and Tanner Thorson round out our transfer spots. It's Trevor Spencer out front. We'll go back here. There's Tanner Thorson. Got pressure from behind. Maxime Vanderbeek. We'll go on board the Vanderbeek, see what it's like from his perspective. Oh, Vanderbeek splitting the difference to come through and try to get that transfer spot. He is going to get it. Only gets one of those two passes done, but he got around Brandon Wolf. Now moves him up into ninth, and Daniel Irvine's just getting back up from a crash right in front of these guys. Oh, riders down in the whoops. These guys are going to have to split them. That's Paolini and Balzer down as well. And at the end of the whoops right there, bit of a stack up the 73. J.R. Reyes went down, took a couple guys with him. Oh, and Vanderbeek gets put on the ground by J.R. Reyes. They're getting feisty out here in these heat races. Taking no prisoners. Back to our race leader, Trevor Spencer. Oh, now he gets a kick in the whoops. I told you earlier, these whoops are going to be treacherous here tonight. They are big, and they are long. Tyler Shields starting to hop through them a little bit. Going to get unlapped by the 134 machine right there. How about Brett Powers? The Don Man himself. Donut MX up here in third place. Cruising right along on his Wild Side Designs machine. And looking solid. Well, all the chaos kicks off behind him. So Irvine slipped back into fourth. Thorson now finds himself in fifth. Balls are up to 6th. J.R. Reyes 7th. Bordeaux has climbed all the way up to 8th. And Carter Greer rounds out the final transfer spot. So Vanderbeek once again going back to work trying to close that gap down. We'll see if he can make it happen. Carter Greer riding very well under the pressure here. And hey, he's still a free agent, so any teams out there looking to pick up a main event near transfer guy right here might be your man. Look at that, trying to triple on the table. Oh, a little short. Here comes Vanderbeek. You're going to have to split the lines. Vanderbeek still goes for the triple, comes up short. They get together, and Vanderbeek stays on 2 wheels. Oh, and then another takeout in the background right there. Trying to link on who that was. McPherson got into Emmett Sund. A 134 machine. He's still going to lap down. He's down in front of these guys. Gable going to go up to 10th. So Vanderbeek has a little bit of breathing room to work with now. Back to Spencer, our race leader. His time has now expired. So the white flag will come out next time by. They're going to swing wide and cut down off the corner and take that white flag out front. Shields, Powers, Irvine, Thorson, and then a gaggle of riders, including Bordeaux, Reyes, and Balzer, as they all hit the whoops here at the same time. And Thorson getting a little sideways, going to have to cut the track. Bordeaux almost into the side of the number 90 machine. Wearing off the corner. Thorson going to hold on for the time being. You can see Bordeaux is really applying that pressure. Balzer also trying to get another spot back. J.R. Reyes, he's still looming back there. It's Vanderbeek in the final transfer spot. No real battle back there for that final spot just yet. Up front, gonna get it done. Trevor Spencer takes 250 heat number 2 here in Seattle. Tyler Shields, looks like he's good to finish up 2nd. Brett Powers in 3rd. Irvine up into 4th. Balzer now in 5th place. More riders going down in the whoops right there. That looks like Harnischweger on the left-hand side of your screen. Bordeaux then up into 6th. J.R. Reyes is 7th. Vanderbeek all the way into 8th. And Thorson ended up slipping back to 9th, but that big gap behind them down to Emmett Sund, another 11 seconds back, will be plenty as Thorson is going to get over this triple one last time. And he will as well stamp his ticket to the main event. Nicely done right there. Emmett Sund, Dominic Paolini, Christopher McPherson Jr., Carter Greer, Brandon Wolf, Ryan Anderson, Tyler Blowers, Seth Harnischweger, Tyler McGuire, Charles Gable, and AJ Green are all headed to that last chance qualifier. And it looks like I got a message from Squirrely Nuts himself. So thank you for Seth Shirley sending me his skins. We'll go ahead and quickly pop them in the old personal folder. And then we will quit the game, because that's what we got to do first, and come back in. So we're just making stuff happen on the fly right here. So apologies there to have to leave the game momentarily, but felt like that was a better option to make sure I got Seth Shirley's skins, because I knew that he would have them. All right, back in studio, getting ready for the 450 heat racing action. Still trying to finish my ice cream. Good stuff. How we doing in chat? Everybody hanging out, having a good time. Like I said, though, 450 Heat 1 will be coming up next. And I feel like what's about to happen is I'm going to load in the skins from the previous heat race. Then the server's going to restart on me, and I'm going to have to load in the new skins. So this is going to take a minute. So apologies, Jeremy Konar, if you're watching this. We're going to be here a little bit. So it happens we got to load in everybody's skins. What's my favorite IRL bike? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite brand or anything like that. I own a '02 Honda 252 stroke just because it's a fun bike and it was cheap. So I like that bike, but I've also really enjoyed, I've been able to test out some of the newer 250Fs and those are all pretty good too. So I don't really have a favorite. Big chillin' in the chat. Let's get real plays. Noise. Tyler Munyard is watching this at school right now. Don't get caught. Will Tomac win 5 in a row? I think he has a good chance. Seattle's a good place for him, definitely. How about Carnow's OnlyFans sponsor from last weekend? Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. Like, it's a cool story that Carnow went through all the crap that he did, and so many people have stepped up, like, as well as, you know, that nice lady for helping out and doing the title sponsorship deal, but a bunch of fans donated and stuff too. Like, just a real cool story. I thought it was awesome. Fun fact, T-Lang is the host every week. Oh, I don't know when it switched over to T-Lang, but yeah, sorry T-Lang for taking forever. Hey, shout out Jeff Pinkston, able to get a sub noti in here. It's been a while since we've had sub noties, but it only really happens when I'm in this intermission screen right here. I think Roxon's going to wait till outdoors to come back. So yes, I would think he's done with Supercross this year, but who knows, man? Maybe he just feels better in a couple weeks and decides to come back. Maybe try to get a couple more wins. The sad thing about Roxon's career at this point is that he might still win a 450 title, but it's seeming very unlikely, or at least less than likely. Hey, shout out Wyatt Hassel for the sub. And yes, my sub sound is the old PlayStation theme. Of course it is. What else would it be? T-Lang. Hey, there we go. Finally loaded back in. All right. But yeah, I think Roxon's done with Supercross. And like I said, he might still win a Supercross title, but honestly, at this point, his legacy is going to be very similar to Damon Bradshaw's legacy was for a long time as the winningest Supercross rider to never win a 450 Supercross title, even though he does have those 2 outdoor titles, which, of course, really helps out his career, I think, but still, winning a Supercross rider to never win a 450 Supercross title. Tough look. The 2022 Hendrick Motorsports Fanatic said, out of the big 5, who will win the motocross title? Tomac, Musquin, Webb, Anderson, or Roxon? And forgot Dylan Ferrandis, the reigning motocross champion. Tough look. Don't tell him. All right, here we go. Time for 450 heat number 1. Let's have a good time here and drop the gate. Seattle, here we go again. The 17 of Adam Holmes going to lead him up the inside. And he will lead them through the first section as well. Adam Holmes getting the whole shot. Leading from Brandon Holmes, 24, Colby Eagland. Also right in there. Got Jay Turner up in 4th place. Saulnier now going to go into 4th place as well. There's a lot of guys down in that first rhythm section, so we're gonna have to wait and kind of sort things out. It's like Payson Johnson may have been one of them. So Holmes gonna lead at the end of the first lap. Eagland has moved up into 2nd place. And Holmes in 3rd. Jay Turner 4th. Devin Davis now slots into 5th. Ahead of Frank Jackson. Jeremy Smith, the decent start, up in the mix as well. Chase Blakely and Matthias Janis rounds out the top 9 positions. Janice under attack, though. Braden Tharp right behind him. Tharp now privateer lifing it, going for the quad into the corner. Big sensies. None of them able to triple out. So have to keep an eye on whether or not Payson Johnson can make his way forward in this one. Oh, Janice getting sideways. Tharp going to move by for that final transfer spot. A good move there for the 53 machine. Here comes Janice back trying to scrub the triple. He's going to go to the inside in this corner by the looks of it. No, backs out of the challenge. Whoa, gaggle of riders down after the finish line jump, including a race leader home. Oh, the 17 machine. Wow, he slid back many positions. Now finds himself battling with Thomas Sunis, Frank Jackson, 43 of Trent Adams, and he is in 11th position. So a tight-knit group right here entering the rhythm section. Got some crossing over there. The 259, Jay Turner, taking a different rhythm line home. Gets into Thomas Sunis, and the 69 goes down. Ulm also went down. Then he gets hit by Casey Ohlert. He's off the bike. Still, though, Payson Johnson has not made his way through these guys yet. And he's going to go down again as he gets into Holm again. Oh, the unfortunate luck there for Adam Holm. That is like his 5th fall-off crash in these last 2 laps. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, race leader Brandon Holmes, undefinedlifestyle.com. 481 out front and cruising. Solid as Colby Eaglin has settled into 2nd place but has lost a lot of ground. Now Blakely goes to 3rd. 21 of BPC Cowie. This is a bit of a home race for him. Pacific Northwest guy. I don't believe... I'm trying to remember. I think he's from Oregon, not Washington, but still, PN Dub all the way. So he's moved up to 3rd place. Devin Davis right behind him in 4th place. Couple guys that have really battled for many years over, and now Janice has slipped up into the top 5. So he's right behind these guys as well. Ooh, 21 off the track. Likely going to rejoin alongside, and Davis and Janice both quadding in behind. Janice, very nicely done not to get into the back of him. Oh, and now down goes Blakely. The 32 of Frank Jackson goes by. Here comes the 4 of Jeremy Smith. 147 of Ethan Parks just went down in the background, and the 16 of Logan Leitzel moving into the fray instead. As Smith hops through the whoops a little bit. Oh, he got sideways. Another rider down at the end of the whoops. It's Tharp. So lights up the inside. A little block pass on Braden Tharp. And the battle for the final transfer spot is on. But over that finish line jump, Leitzel made his way all the way forward. And we're still trying to keep an eye on Payson Johnson as he is having a rough go of it way back there. Now Tharp going to settle in behind Leitzel and try to make a push back. Who's down in this corner? That is the 32 of Frank Jackson, and Tharp goes down as well. So Ethan Parks is going to slip through these guys. Frank Jackson trying to get freed up from the berm. Finally gets going just ahead there of Trent Adams. Oh, big off in the background. That's Tharp again. So 17 of Holm now goes by. Oh, and the 147 of Parks is down. Holm, parting of the seas, is going to shoot through into 10th place. Now behind Frank Jackson, who's moved up to 9th, and the positions are shuffling around like hotcakes right here. New race leader is Colby Eaglin, though. He has gotten around. Brandon Holm, something happened to the 481 machine. So Eaglin into the whoops here on the penultimate lap as time has expired. So White flag will be waving next time by, in and out of those tough blocks up the inside. Gonna jump on, off, hit this triple. And carry speed over the finish line jump as well. So Eaglin looking solid out front. Could this be a breakthrough night for him? A much needed race victory would pull him closer in this championship fight. Battle for third place brewing. Devin Davis and Matthias Janis. Both these guys getting that triple onto the table very well. And will they both get the quad as well? Janis backs out of it. Davis goes for it and goes down. Now Janis gets stuck on him. Oh, and teeing him up is Castellaneta on the 26. A lot of contact in that corner, but fortunately those guys able to stay on two wheels. All right, final straightaway, final corner coming up. And a great way to start off the night. Colby Eaglin takes 450 heat number 1. Brendan Holmes looks like he'll cross the line in second place. Castellaneta moved up to third. Janis back to fourth place. Devin Davis trying to round out the top 5, but Blakely closing in the last corner. Davis going to hold on the 31. Blakely 6th. Jeremy Smith in 7th. Frank Jackson in 8th. Adam Holm in 9th. Logan Leitzel, one last turn. Will the 16 machine send it? He thought about it down the inside, but Holm holds on for 9th. 10th for Leitzel. 11th is Trent Adams. Tanner Rogers in 12th. Oldert 13th, and Payson Johnson. Oh, dualies, but Johnson's going to land on his head. Somehow Casey Oldert just rode out of that. I have no idea what the heck just happened. But he's through in 13th there. Johnson, Parks, Thomas Sunis, Turner, Tharp, Saulnier, all going to the LCQ as well. As we wait for those cuts to come in. There they are. Looks like Janis jumps around Castellaneta for third. And the rest stays the same. So Adam Holm able to come back through and qualify. But your big winner in this one, Colby Eaglin, Panini Motorsports Yamaha, number 24. All right, back in the studio once again, Kellen Brower, bringing you guys the action here tonight from Seattle. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely evening wherever you are on this planet and enjoying a great night of racing so far. 450 Heat 2 coming up next. And that's where Leclerc and Carter will live in this one. So who's going to come out on top? Going to be fun to watch. Logan Thompson, AM signups don't close or open up for a little while. I don't actually think they open until tomorrow after EU runs, if I remember right. So just, play the track a little bit if you're enjoying it. Otherwise, wait till signups open up and then you can jump in a quali server. It might actually still be, and someone could tell me if I'm wrong, but it used to be that you could just run laps in the quali servers anyway, and then when signups opened, your time's counted, but might be different nowadays. Did I get a haircut? No, well, I mean, I don't know. A couple weeks ago, maybe, I guess. Most of the time, though, it's a couple of months with the same do, I would say. I don't get many haircuts, I would say. What do you think of Enzo Lopes 80 from Club MX? Yeah, love Enzo. Great guy. Got the chance to go out to dinner with him and the team before Detroit. And he's funny, man. Good guy. Good heart. And love that he's been crushing it this year as well. Good for his career. Hopefully turns into a couple things. They snowball. Before you know it, he's getting better opportunities for himself. Because I think he's definitely got the talent to, one day maybe contend for a title. What else we got? My day is going well. Thanks for asking. Do you think Justin Barstool will get a teammate for next season? I don't know. Gas seems pretty content with the one-rider team right now, but maybe they'll go for a teammate. Justin Schul says, what is harder to learn, MX Bikes or MX Sim? I would say probably MX Sim is harder to learn and get actually consistently good at. MX Bikes is... it's got a lot of stuff that helps you learn the game, a lot of aids and assists and stuff like that, and then you can turn those off. So, I don't know. Both of them, to be elite, you definitely have to put a lot of hours in, but I would say like the beginning learning curve for bikes. Like bikes, it's like really easy at first and then gets really hard, and then, you know, eventually gets a little bit easier as you get faster, but then plateaus again. Sim, it's like really hard, kind of levels out even in the middle, and then plateaus again to get really hard again towards the top. So yeah, that's how I would put it. Let's see. They drop these tracks before qualifying or just run it like a real SX? Yeah, they drop it right before qualifying. So the track comes out at 5:30 Pacific. Qualifying starts right then. And UID grabs in the first heat races are at 6:30 Pacific. So they have 1 hour to put qualifying laps on the track. These guys are as fresh as they can be on this track still. At this point, the track has only been out for less than 2 hours. So they are still learning and adapting to this track and all those things. In the old days, we used to get the track on Monday and race Wednesday. So you'd be pretty freaking dialed by the time the race came around. But now, we got a lot of time, or little time, I would say, to learn the track and get it dialed. Back to car now. He said it makes money from being a fringe main event guy in the 450. Just cited top 10 and 250. What's the money difference for purse? It's a lot. You make a lot more money racing 450s than you do 250s when it comes to purse. It's not a lot either. It's maybe like $1,000 difference in some facets, but it's definitely a lot more in the 450 class than the 250 class. All right. I'll talk to you guys some other questions in a moment, but 450 Heat 2 is ready to go, and here we go. No surprise there to see Leclerc leading him into the first corner, but can someone sneak up the inside? It might be Carter. Leclerc to the outside, Carter to the inside. They're going to come out side by side. Our two title combatants run 1 and 2, and Carter goes for a big quad over to the race lead, and he's going to get it. I think Leclerc may have gotten hung up with some of the riders that went down. I don't see the 7. Yeah, he is down in the other lane, so to the race lead goes Caleb Hall. Oh, getting sideways in the background. Hubbard on the 78. Nice save. Almost off the far right-hand side of the racetrack. Coming at us. Now he's going to pull up nearly alongside Caleb Hall into the final corner. Trying to get a nose in there for the race lead, but Hall leads the first lap. Carter able to settle back into third place after casing that rhythm section into the second lane of the racetrack. And Hubbard squeezes an inside move on Hall to go to the lead. Nicely done by the 78. Now will Carter pounce as well? All these guys are going to swing wide to get that triple into this rhythm section. Very tricky line right there. And Carter going to go 3-4 alongside of Caleb Hall into second place. Carter's scrubbing that triple down the inside, trying to close up on his teammate Hubbard. So given that they are teammates, I'm sure they'll race each other pretty fair. Probably talking to each other in a Discord at the moment. But either way, they're really going to want to try to treat this like a little bit of a practice day with the team. Give themselves ample opportunity to open up a gap on the rest of the field behind them if possible. As Hubbard over the line dealing with that pressure there behind. Carter swinging out onto the start straight. Not quite close enough just yet to make a pass. Now Hubbard off the track, but a nice job to recover. Regain his position. Carter's going to miss the rhythm line here. So he goes that 4. I thought he was going to go 4-4-2, but kind of missed the rhythm section. So now Hubbard stretches his lead out. Hall back into second place, but not for long. Carter triple on off. Triple to this rhythm lane. And nicely done to move back into second place. Back here in fourth place, Luke Sullivan. Oh, Caleb Hall getting sideways in the whoops ahead of him. Nice save by the 33, but it is Sullivan back here in that fourth position. Tony Spinelli. There's a name we haven't heard for a while. The Pogo. 526. Out here in a main event transfer position. Great to see Spin Dog back out here. We have not seen Tony Spinelli out at the races in a long while, but showing his face here tonight and at a good position here early on, running inside the top 5, trying to make it into this main event. Last week's winner, Tyler Lang, winner of 2 races on the trot, going back to Daytona and then Indy last week. Now finds his way into the 6th position. We got a rider going down up ahead of these guys. It is the 11, if I can latch onto him, Sullivan, as over the top goes several riders, and going down right in front of him, Jaden Wilson. No, excuse me. It's Joey Van Wessel. So Van Wessel now gets going behind the 176 of James Ohashi, who is in 9th spot. So Ohashi in the final transfer spot now. Dealing with pressure there from Van Wessel. Got the 91 of Bob Joe back there. Joey Van Wessel right behind James Ohashi, Dakota French, whom I believe I had the chance of meeting this past weekend in Indianapolis. So shout out Dakota French. Very nice gentleman. Came up and shook my hand, asked for a photo. Nice to see the MX Sim community out in large at these races as well. Always fun to meet up with you guys when I get a chance to. Back to our race leader though. 5-second gap now established for Braden Carter over Caleb Hall. Carter trying to match what Eaglin put down in the first heat race. He can't make his way to a heat race victory here and do so perhaps a little bit faster. Earn that first gate selection for the main event. Man, Jaden Wilson and Alexis Leclerc, it seems like these two have been going at it. Essentially teammates on Panini Motorsports, but Leclerc also backed by Safe Moon. Kind of has a little bit of a different deal with that team as far as I'm aware. So I don't believe these two are necessarily in a Discord hanging out, chatting, or anything along those lines. They are just happen to be riding the same machinery. It looks like Leclerc is able to bust that quad. Get a little bit of a gap established on Jaden Wilson. There is another Panini Motorsports Yamaha. It's Luke Sullivan. Delaying in 7th. Dakota French in 8th. And Spinelli has drifted back to 9th. Ohashi is right behind him. We'll go on board because Casualty Crew yelled, "On board, please," in chat. So just because they all caps it, I suppose I should do it. Or else they might rage type their keyboard into oblivion. Hopping through the whoops, rider down. That was Jaden Wilson. So Ohashi shoots up into 9th. We'll go on board with Wilson now. See if he could close the gap down on Ohashi. Nice scrub over that finish line jump for Wilson. Keeping it close. Oh, a little bit wayward coming into that corner. Ran it wide. White flag is about to come out, by the way. Race leader Braden Carter checking in out front past the 6-minute mark. And off the track goes James Ohashi. Jaden Wilson's going to take that position. Go for the quad in the corner, and T-Lang was down as well. Ohashi remounts still in 10th position behind these guys. Definitely lost some time. Oh, Lang jumping onto the back of... Who's that in front of these guys? Well, Wilson, he got a terrible drive into the whoops, and Lang just went down. Ohashi is going to move into 8th position. Jaden Wilson back to 9th, and T-Lang suddenly outside looking in. So final lap about to come up. Jaden Wilson trying to scrub past Ohashi. Doolies over the triple. Contact. What a pass by Jaden Wilson. Makes it stick, a bit aggressive. But sometimes you just gotta send it late in these races, if at all possible. Back to our race leader, 1 turn to go. Braden Carter over the Supercross triple. And Carter takes 450 heat number 2. Hubbard there in 2nd. Leclerc gets around Caleb Hall for 3rd. Luke Sullivan in 5th place. Dakota French 6th. Tony Spinelli trying to go to the main event in 7th. Ohashi in 8th and Lang in 9th. Bob Joe trying to close that gap down on the 91, but he's running out of time. Spinelli's just trying to get through the whoops one more time. He looks good to go. Lang solid through the whoops as well. Bob Joe kind of hopping through him a little bit. How about this story, though? 1 turn to go, and first race back in a long time. Tony Spinelli going to the main event here in Seattle. Ohashi and Lang will join him. Bob Joe, Joey Van Wessel, Dylan Cavacuti, front flip for style, Jaden Wilson, Bryce Whelan, Robert Wilson, Chase Donovan, Austin Baer, Caden Speck, Enzo Butigny also going to that last chance qualifier. Looks like T-Lane got Ohashi for 8th, but Ohashi still qualifies to the main event. And Braden Carter wins 450 heat number 2 confirmed. All right. That was fun. Now it's time for the last chance qualifiers as we're going to jump back in studio. Kellen Brower in the booth. See, now I'm more well lit, right? The sun goes down. I'm not all crazy backlit. The camera's able to adjust. And I feel like I'm looking good now, right? Got a nice SYS t-shirt on. Feeling solid. And stoked to have you guys joining us here tonight on the stream. Move this aside. Have a bit of water. Stay hydrated, folks. Good stuff. All right. I know some people had some more questions, and I apologize I didn't answer them before that heat race. But if you have any more, please feel free to ask me. What else is going on in chat? Deadwave says, played sim for about 3 years and made the switch to MX bikes. Tried getting back into sim, and I felt like I had no experience at all. Crazy how fast skill can fade if you don't practice. 100%. Honestly, since I've really tried to all encompass the channel, and I've been, paying attention to All Out and the Supercross games and MXGP and MX bikes and other stuff that we get on the channel, dude, I kind of like my sim skills went downhill fast. Like I felt like I used to be pretty good. I feel like that's maybe why people used to watch some of my track walks and stuff. But man, the second I stopped playing it consistently, it was rough. Definitely very rough. How do you get a job with Monster Energy Supercross? Well, Feld Entertainment runs it, so try to get a job through them if you're trying to work for Monster Energy Supercross, trying to work for the series. But honestly, like it just kind of depends on what you're going after. If you're trying to go for a marketing degree and then you want to work in marketing for Feld Entertainment, yeah, like reach out to them. Yeah, it just depends. There's a lot of different jobs for Monster Energy Supercross within Feld that you can eye after. So yeah, just look at Feld Entertainment. Am I going to do a recap of Indianapolis? I haven't seen it anywhere. Honestly, I probably won't just because I'm starting to run out of time. I did record one, but my file got corrupted. There's nothing that I really said that's much different from what a lot of people have said. I talked a little bit about the Marsh incident, but it is what it is. Shout out Douglas Janis. Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about it a little bit later on in the show. But yeah. I've been working out. Yeah, I'm thin as a board, man. Hardly. What else we got? Uh-oh, the move's in the chat. Ew, Ev Moof is here. Clear the way. All right, 250 LCQ coming up. How do you whip a dirt bike? I am not the right person to ask that question, but if you ask that question to the Googles or perhaps the YouTube search bar, I do know there's a video of Ricky Carmichael explaining how to throw a whip. So yeah, just, search around a little bit. All right. 250 LCQ time. This is the fun stuff. Only 4 guys go to the main event out of this one. Everybody else heading home. Buy themselves a nice hot dog in the grandstands and watch the main events from the cheap seats. Here we go. 250 last chance qualifier. Who makes the main in Seattle? Oh, big contact coming in the first corner. Huge pile up. Coming out, it's going to be Brandon Wolf on the 119 Adept Creative Co. Yamaha who gets the early race lead. Someone off the side of the track barrel rolling, but it's Alex Heckman to the front. Oh, the Heckman Productions SYS Racing Honda takes over the race lead, and let's see how long he can hold it and if he can pull away at the front. Brandon Wolf into second place behind him. All these guys going to really have a tough time dealing with these whoops. They've been tricky all night long, as you can see. Right-hand side of your screen, getting a little wayward there. Getting past is Zach Fisher. He'll slip back to 5th now behind Kevin Gonzalez. So Gonzalez moves up into the final transfer spot. Zach Fisher landed on the gas up the inside. Thought he might try and move down the inside there, but thought better of it. Go back on board with these guys as they tuck in out of the corner right there. Oof, Fisher almost into the back of Gonzalez. This is a close fight. 3 riders essentially nose to tail. Fisher down the inside shows Gonzalez a wheel. Wow, that got dicey, and you got a rider down up here. It's Heckman. Alex Heckman coughs up the race lead again. Brandon Larson going to hop over top. Body Parker goes through. New race leader, Brandon Wolf, Gonzalez second. Anderson now up to third. Bilar is going to split around the outside of Anderson, go through with Zach Fisher. So we have a whole different top four, but now Fisher gets sideways in the whoops and riders are going down left and right. Looks like Fisher's going to stay on in third place now. Or, third place. Emmett Sund moves up into the fourth and final transfer spot. So Sund just trying to keep close here with Zach Fisher, not allow riders to close up from behind him like Alex Heckman or Aaron Rockefeller. Look at Heckman even tripling in right there, so that's going to close up a lot of time, especially if he can nail the quad. He's not going to get it, but he's definitely going to close the gap down. Oh, and Emmett Sund is into Zach Fisher. Everybody runs high. We got 5 guys nose to tail. Oh, and Fisher, I think that got sideways, collected Aaron Rockefeller, so Emmett Sund, everybody's making mistakes. Alex Heckman just got way sideways at the exit of the straightaway. Gonna get going in fourth place now as Emmett Sund goes through in a third. Down the inside of Heckman, the 134 of AJ Green trying to make a pass, but Heckman holds on to the spot for now. Coming over the Supercross triple, Emmett Sund nearly gets blocked coming into the corner. That is Chris Post closing up side by side there with AJ Green. Heckman leaves the door open, and he goes over the berm. Heckman down on the outside of the berm. Chris Post now goes into the final transfer spot. Now look at Post tripling in. He's going to try to make a pass here on Emmett Sund. Pulling up alongside the 88 machine, but not quite close enough just yet. Oh, man, that's dangerous, tripling over top like that. He makes it happen. Someone else flipping in the background. Was that Heckman again? Hopping through the whoops. Emmett Sund in sideways, and he's down. The 134 is going to go through AJ Green into the final transfer spot, but here comes B-Lars. Brandon Larson trying to close up. Things have really opened up for some guys that were close earlier on in this last chance qualifier. No longer close anymore. So Larson is trying to hold on to this position here. Closing up though on the 134 of AJ Green. Battle for the final transfer spot is on, and they're going to have 2 more laps to go after this one. This time will not expire by the time our race leaders come back through. Look at AJ Green, he's got a great drive. Larson pushing the pace, though, kind of swinging back and forth through the whoops. Roll, table over single into this big Supercross triple. Coming down the straightaway, the battle is on. Oh, the battle's getting crazy here between AJ Green and Brandon Larson. Larson down the inside trying to make that pass stick, but Green squares it off. They're closing up on Kevin Gonzalez as well as Green gets sideways and goes down in the whoops. And that might spell the end of his chances for this main event. Chris Post has gone to the race lead. The iLadies.com 96 leads across the line to get the white flag. Brandon Wolf slips back to second. Gonzalez third. Larson fourth. Seth Harnischweger remains as the lone last opportunity here, it looks like, to close up and make something happen. AJ Green is still back there. Emmett Sund a bit too far back. Let's see if any of these guys get collected in some mayhem. There are some riders going down on the next straightaway, but I think they're too far ahead. Larson just going to move around Gonzalez, and Gonzalez wants nothing to do with that. He's going to fight back down the inside as Larson made another mistake. Now the whoops. Got to get through the whoops clean. Hopping a little bit. Kevin Gonzalez. Larson has to change his line. But they all stay up crucially, and it looks like they will stay the course. Meanwhile, out front, Chris Post takes the LCQ victory. Brandon Wolf in second. Larson in third. And Adept Creative Co. goes to the main event with Kevin Gonzalez in fourth. Arne Schweger, AJ Green, Nygren, Fowler, Moses, Sund, Rockefeller, Greer, McPherson, Anderson, Blowers, Fisher, Heckman, Parker, McGuire, Atkinson, all going to the cheap seats. They're not going to the main event at all, folks. Got a question in chat about Brandon Larson's name right here. Stance Honda Machine and hashtag 4car. Someone asked, what does that mean? A rider by the name of Carson Carr, who has raced in Pro Nationals before, but is kind of more well known in the SoCal scene for just being, like a fast local ripper. I think he actually works for a company in the industry, but I forget which right now. He had a very, very bad crash at Lake Elsinore 3 weeks ago now. It might have been a full month at this point. It's been a while, and he has been in very bad condition ever since. I don't know an actual update right now, but the original prognosis was very not good, and hopefully we hear at least some sign of good news on him soon, because it was a tough deal hearing about that incident. And I don't know him personally, but I do know a lot of people that know him as well, and they all say that he's a great guy. So tough to hear, and we're wishing you well, Carson. Hopefully you'll be able to pull through, buddy. Alrighty, 450 LCQ will be coming up next. Back in studio, Kellen Brower bringing you guys the action here tonight from Seattle. Big marquee name in this LCQ, of course, is Payson Johnson. Didn't make it through the heat race, had a tough go in that one. We'll see what happens in this LCQ, see if the 51 machine can make it through, or it's going to have to find a way back to the semi that doesn't involve getting absolutely slaughtered by his teammates for not making the main event. Stay hydrated, folks. It's warm and toasty here in SoCal tonight. Might not be where you are, but still, drink water. Good for you. Good for your health. Good for your well-being. What's up, Chris Potratz? I think that's how you say your last name. Ooh, the Cacao is here. I tried to play the game back, bro, after 5 years. That's not possible. Is that the MX Cacao? Used to make legendary screenshots? Hopefully it is, because it's great to have you back in the chat, buddy. Casualty Crew asked, Powers transfer to the main. Yes, indeed. Donut MX is in the main event already. Fezzo Fox 9 says, who's your least favorite pro rider? Honestly, I really don't have anybody that I dislike. Like, I guess I have people I don't really like vibe with or whatever. Like, but I think all of these pro racers are bad dudes, and it's an honor to be able to talk to them and tell their stories and stuff like that. So I really don't dislike anybody. Maybe people dislike me. That's, their own prerogative, but I have a lot of respect for all these guys and hope they would feel the same for me. What's your thought on Kenny's future? I think he's done at Honda at the end of the year, but I think he'll race outdoors on a Honda and try to go for the title on the Honda. Which, honestly, if he is done with Honda, this is the end. Every single time he's about to leave a brand before, he's won the 450 outdoor title. When he made up his mind he was leaving KTM and going to RCH Suzuki, won the 450 outdoor title. When he made up his mind that he was going to leave RCH Suzuki and go to Honda, he won the 450 outdoor title. So if he's made up his mind he's leaving Honda and going somewhere else, I guess look out for Ken freaking Roxon Outdoors. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have a personal favorite brand of bike. I like them all. It is supposed to rain in Seattle this weekend. Favorite active Supercross racer? Not really any particular favorites at all. I was a big Ben Townley fan, but he's retired. Ho ho, Cacao. It is the real Cacao. Nice. Oh, Jeff Alessi, man, says he was right next to that Carson car incident. That's a tough deal, man. Hate seeing that. All right, folks. Let's get some racing here. 450 last chance qualifier. 4 guys through. Who's it going to be here in Seattle? Well, Johnson does get a great start. Little contact halfway down the straightaway. A couple guys went down. Johnson is going to lead them through the first corner and pick up the whole shot. 81 of Chase Donovan right alongside of him. Rider going down. Was that Rogers, I think, on the 49? As Donovan kind of gets stacked up in the corner with one of the Adept Yamahas. That might have been the 41, I believe, of Caden Speck. But it's Johnson leading, Donovan second, Joey Van Wessel in third, and off the side of the track, Tharp in fourth. Bit nose high, almost into the pole on the inside. Here comes the 43 of Trent Adams. Trying to make a pass, but can't quite get a nose in there just yet. Jaden Wilson on the 25 machine just behind these guys on that Panini Motorsports Yamaha. Yeah, Trent Adams is right there, putting that pressure on. There is a long list of riders behind them as well that would also like to make this main event. Adams gets together with Jaden Wilson. That's going to be Bob Joe going through, I believe, and Jay Turner also made the move. And yeah, it is Bob Joe, Jack Daniels Racing number 91. Triple quad for him, gets it done. Trying to close up on Tharp ahead of him. Make a pass for that final transfer spot. Bob Joe, everybody's favorite. Inside line, he's going to try to hit that. Oh, he's going over the triple face, double into the corner. Honestly, it doesn't look slow. I mean, I don't know if it gained time, but it doesn't look terrible. And Tharp is being pushed to the limit for the race lead, or for fourth place, I should say, for that final transfer spot. Race leader, that is still Payson Johnson. He looks like he's got that gap established that he really needed to in this LCQ. 5.8 seconds, and it's extending every single timing gate as Donovan goes down. That's going to promote Bob Joe to the final transfer spot. He backs out of the quad. Donovan picking it up alongside the racetrack right there. Going to lose several positions before Logan Leitzel comes through. And also down, that was Tharp. So Tharp goes from a transfer spot backwards. Van Wessel, Johnson getting up from a crash, Bob Joe, and Bryce Whelan now in the transfer position. So yeah, Whelan in that fourth position, Filski and Snowboard Honda. So the top four have a bit of a gap established now. Back to that fifth place position as Whelan crosses the finish line, jump behind Bob Joe. Jay Turner sits back there in fifth. Jaden Wilson right behind him. Wilson trying to get up the inside there of Jay Turner, but couldn't quite make the pass stick just yet. Tripling out of that corner into those tough blocks. And a little wayward through there. And 25 machine step on, step off. Going for the quad perhaps. No, he just went a little bit long, so he's going to have to double out. Oh, Bob Joe's down. Oh, and Jay Turner gets clipped by Jaden Wilson. Wilson stays on two wheels. 43 Trent Adams moves into the fifth position as down in the background goes Jaden Wilson and Bob Joe. So the pressure is now on Jay Turner as he gets a little sideways in the whoops. Jay Turner hold on to this position, or will he falter as well? Back to the clutches of Trent Adams. Johnson has retaken the race lead out front here in this last chance qualifier. So it is Johnson from Joey Van Wessel. Oh, but Van Wessel, fortunate not to go off the bike, but going down is Bryce Whelan. Case to triple up and over the bars. So Van Wessel up to second. Oh, and into the Whelan on the ground goes Jay Turner. So Adams up to third over top. Whelan's going to rejoin in fourth. Turner is still on the ground trying to get going as Ethan Parks tries to hop over top of him. They get together and Parks goes down. So Donovan looks like the last chance to try to make it through as Trent Adams barrel rolls and Donovan goes down as well. Jaden Wilson up the inside gets around Jay Turner. Everybody having a big mistake in this one. So Whelan still third. Adams is in fourth place, but we still have 2 laps to go, and he just saw a big moment of his life flashing before his eyes in the whoops there as he barrel rolled through. So Adams just gonna have to take a deep breath and try to put consistent laps down right here. Doesn't want to make yet another mistake, so he's gonna double in, go for the quad, triple, and a little long on the triple, so that's a double single. Jaden Wilson trying to close up in the background in case things get a little bit wild. Adams doesn't look very comfortable in this position, and now Bryce Whelan just got sideways as he's trying to go through the whoops, hopping through him a little bit weird. Adams gets through the whoops much better that time, but Jaden Wilson is closing that gap down. So Jaden Wilson trying to make this a last lap battle with Trent Adams, who looks to be a bit nervous in this 4th and final transfer position. Leaders have gone through already, pulled a nice lead out front. 10-second gap for Payson Johnson over Joey Van Wessel. See Bryce Whelan every now and again at the forefront of the screen as Trent Adams comes through behind him in 4th place, but Wilson is trying to close that gap down. Into this rhythm section, Adams gets the triple on off. What's he going to do here? Triple single. Jaden Wilson goes for the quad and goes down. So Adams just has to stay on 2 wheels here. Let's see if he notices that as Johnson takes the win out front. Adams has got to get through these whoops clean. Let's see how he does. Oh, great run that time. Nice and steady through the middle of the whoops. Well, it wasn't the prettiest, but in the end, it's going to work out just fine for Trent Adams as Van Wessel goes through 2nd. Whelan crosses the line in 3rd, and Trent Adams goes to the main event in 4th. Donovan, Turner, Parks, Tharp, Rogers, Cavacuti, Speck, Wilson, Tomasunis, Joe, Leitzel, Butigny, Ohlert, all not going to the main event tonight here in Seattle. We'll wait for cuts to come in, but Payson Johnson's out here doing backwards laps, tire tapping to wheelie. I don't know how he just rode out of that. Cuts are in. Nothing changes in the top 4, though, as Johnson goes to the main event here in the heat race. Land that. Oh, I thought he was going to land that. All right, 250 main about to come up, and we'll get our moto timer up as well. Always crafty having that guy handy with these main events as we go back in studio and get ready to drop the gate here on round 7 for the 250 SX West Division Championship. Gonna scratch my back. Got a little bit of an itch right in the middle of my back right there. Very nice. Bob Joe did not win, unfortunately. And thank you, whichever mod that was. Chakran and Tej at the exact same time timing out I Love Football 101 for 300 seconds. Shout out, guys, in the chat. Let's see. Squirrely. I already got it. All right. August Sanders. Is this a duplicate track layout from a few years ago? I believe so. I believe this is the exact same Seattle from 2020. But could be wrong. Could be a little bit different. Who knows? Stephen Peterman says, a couple weeks ago, I tweeted you and said to have your eyes peeled for Michael Hicks in the 250 class. What have your thoughts been so far? Yeah, really fast. I mean, we kind of knew he'd be fast because he's coming from Hoosier Arena Cross as a champion. So he's a great rider. There's no question about it. He needs endurance in these main events. Doesn't really have it at the moment. But, yeah, I went back and forth trying to pick him at Detroit. Ended up not picking him. I still don't really regret that decision because I feel like he was so hit and miss. But, yeah, it's done well for some people in fantasy. So, yeah. Who is my favorite sim rider? Nathan Zaworski. Who do you like, Jason Anderson or Eli Tomac? I like them both. I think they're fantastic riders, and always nice to talk to them. So, yeah, like them both. What's up, Jason and Hunters Gaming? How you doing tonight? Roogs 209. Sweet, you got the Robin SD gear. Yeah, shout out Jerry Robin for hooking me up with that gear. That stuff is sick. And he signed it as well. So thanks to him. What are your thoughts on the Stark bike? I'm stoked for it. I know some people think that electric bikes suck and they're going to ruin the sport or whatever. I don't think we're going anywhere from combustion engines for a long time when it comes to racing. But at least for, riding at your home or saving some local tracks by having e-bikes and stuff like that, I think it's an awesome alternative. I rode the Alta a couple times. Shout out Brian Haskell. And that bike was a freaking ton of fun. I always had a blast riding that, so I'm really excited to see this Stark thing. Like, I'm genuinely excited to see how it rides, see how it performs, and whether or not it's going to be a good alternative for some people in the market. Doing great tonight, Dick Trickler. How are you doing? Who do you think will win the East-West Showdown in Atlanta, Craig or Lawrence? I talked to somebody earlier about that tonight. I think it's going to be Lawrence because Craig has too big of a championship lead. So I think for Lawrence, he has a little bit more to play for. I think it'll go to him. All right, 250 main event time. Who is going to get that all-important hole shot as we set our moto timer? And we are ready to drop the gate. The 250 West scene is back in action here this week in Seattle, and they have come to play. Who is going to leave the winner? It's round 7 of 250 West from Seattle. Oh, some contact halfway down the start straightaway. A lot of guys going down. It's Johan Bordeaux. Panini Motorsports gets the RaceFactorGaming.com Whole Shot Award. He's alongside a Chris Post, who from the outside is going to momentarily take the race lead, but he goes down, and Balzer goes to the front. Rasmus Balzer, the Great Dane on the 37, shoots to the race lead. Ruma Suzuki out front from Johan Bordeaux on the Panini Motorsports Yamaha in second place. Got a bit of a gap established already, is in the background getting sideways. I think that's one of the Phil's Hondas perhaps that got sideways. Our two leaders have already opened up a bit of a gap. It's two foreigners out front in Seattle. It's the rider out of Denmark of Rasmus Balzer leading the race, beating the Frenchman. Johan Bordeaux in second place. Both riders have been battling for race wins all season long, but Balzer has not quite got it. Whereas Bordeaux did win our third round in San Diego. Who gets it done here tonight? Looks like a bit of a gap already established there. Balzer leaned through those first couple of sections and able to bust the quad out right here. That's going to be huge. Nicely done by Rasmus Balzer. Now looking at about a 2.5 second advantage already on Bordeaux. Balzer still leading the way. Going to go outside, step on, step off. Bordeaux inside, table over single, triple right there. It's Maxime Vanderbeek back in third position. Underground RC number 62. And Luke Magnetti finds his way into a good position here early on, trying to get those championship points clawed back away from Casey Cochran. He is in fourth. Tanner Thorson, it was him on the Pro Line Designs Honda, got sideways entering the whoops on the first lap. He's back here in fifth spot, and then Cochran comes through in sixth. So this is our championship leader, 13-point advantage on Magnetti entering the evening, but currently holding down the sixth position. Watch out, Alec Horn over top. Almost landing on Cochran. And now applying some pressure is closing up on them. 194 gets into the back of Cochran. He's going to have to roll some jumps. Here comes the 120 machine. Cochran sends it in and punts him off the track. That was Jeff Cooper. So Cochran getting swarmed a little bit now. Holden Cody closing up on the Pro Line Designs Honda. Not looking too strong early on in this one is Casey Cochran. He's going to have to try to settle down, reestablish his positioning here a little bit. He slipped back behind Alec Horn. Meanwhile, Luke Magnetti's made another position to go up into third place by the looks of it. Points. Gonna be the talking point all throughout the tail end of this championship for the 250 West, 250 East, and 450 classes. And Magnetti making some inroads now as Balzer has lost the race lead. Bordeaux has taken over the point here in Seattle. But watch out, Maxime Vanderbeek closing up from behind. On the underground RC, Suzuki's going to go to the race lead. Bordeaux down at the end of the whoops. Tough luck there for the 40, but he was making tons of mistakes and it looked inevitable. So Vanderbeek to the race lead. Let's see if he can continue to extend this lead out front, or will Luke Magnetti start closing that gap down from second place. Number 19, Adept Creative Co. Yamaha machine sitting back there in the background, lurking, waiting, and hoping that he can leave here tonight as a main event winner from Seattle. Vanderbeek looking pretty solid though, comfortable out front, not making too many mistakes. And good through the whoops as well, so that is going to be paying him big dividends if he can continue to crush it through those whoops. Gaps opened up, so something happened. Magnetti got passed by Rasmus Balzer. So Balzer on the 37. We had a couple Suzukis opening up the gaps out front. And Magnetti trying to regroup in third place here. We'll start seeing Tanner Thorson closing that gap down shortly if he's not too careful. Oh, short onto the table though, Thorson, a big mistake. Where is Casey Cochran? Cochran has lost even more positions. Here he is. He is back in 9th position. And it doesn't really appear like he's crashed yet either. He may have had a crash. Now he's going down. Cochran down big. Holden Cody goes by. 57 of Trevor Spencer is also going to go through. 92, that is going to be Kevin Gonzalez, will not quite get there as the 23 of Seth Shirley tries to close in. But man, Casey Cochran is in trouble here tonight. Really got to come to grips here and try to stop the bleeding because he is losing a lot of championship points as it runs. Battle for second is starting to heat up once again. Looks like Balzer has been repassed by Luke Magnetti. They have lap traffic now between them as well. Magnetti looks like he has figured something out, started closing the gap back down on our race leader a little bit. Again, that lap traffic will certainly come into play as Vanderbeek controls it from the front. We get a lap time check this time through as we still have 8 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Up and over that Supercross triple, gap down to 3.8 seconds this time through. Magnetti goes 55.2 to a 55.8 of Vanderbeek, so 0.6 gain that last time through. Seth Crotty up into third place, 55.7. He and Balzer dualies over the finish line jump, bar to bar, into the next corner, and Balzer puts Crotty on the deck. Alec Horn comes to a dead stop. Going through there was Bordeaux. Thorson tried to also make a pass on Horn, but Horn able to swing back around the outside and hold position. Out of this corner, they're going to triple over that jump. Bordeaux gets onto the table cleanly. Coming out of that rhythm section sideways. This is a 119 machine. I thought it might have been the 19 that I saw, but it is the 119 of Brandon Wolf. So teammates. Oh, and Thorson does the same thing that we just saw Cochran do. He goes down, so Crotty goes by, as does Holden Cody. Here comes the 120 machine of Jeff Cooper. He will also make the pass. Or Trevor Spencer starting to close up as well, and I think that is Seth Shirley out in the 23. Holden Cody down in the whoops, though. Cooper goes by. Thorson through. Trevor Spencer. Seth Shirley now closes up behind Holden Cody. Weird main event, and it's going to get weirder as Vanderbeek, as we catch him going through the front door out front. Amazingly doesn't fall off the bike, but that closes the gap down significantly as Luke Magnetti smells blood in the water. And don't forget about Balzer still sitting back there. 2.9 seconds is now the gap. I cannot believe Vanderbeek didn't actually go down in that crash. 2.2 seconds now. Let's see if Magnetti continues to roll it towards the front at 58.8 last time by, so it wasn't his best lap. Gonna reset things here to 55.8 and then that 59.5 out of Vanderbeek. So pretty much 4 whole seconds gained back by Magnetti. They each seemingly had a mistake somewhere on the racetrack. Uh-oh, Magnetti long has to come to a complete stop and then double single out of this rhythm section. That cost him a ton of time. Here comes Balzer for second place. 9 minutes have now come and gone. 6 minutes and a lap remain in this race. And Rasmus Balzer is putting the pressure on Magnetti for second place as Vanderbeek just holds on to the race lead ahead of these guys. Oh, look at this cut under by Balzer for second. Nice move by the Dane. Now can he set sail and run down race leader Maxime Vanderbeek? It's the Belgian rider Vanderbeek from the Danish rider Balzer with the American Magnetti in third place. A lot of foreign flavor in this 250 division. Always great to see that as well. It's like Vanderbeek trying to take some simpler lines through this rhythm lane, and that Magnetti just went down. Oh, wow, Luke Magnetti hitting the deck. Gonna cost him a shot at maybe winning this race. Here comes Bordeaux, and he is gonna go down as well, but he saves it. He fortunately does not fall off the bike. Here comes Alec Horn coming through the rhythm section trying to close up. And the battle for the lead is about to be on. Balzer is catching Maxime Vanderbeek hand over fist for the race lead. Boy, oh boy, what is about to happen here tonight? This is going to get good, folks. Strap in. We have 4.5 minutes and a lap left to go in this main event, and a couple guys out front that really could use a main event victory here tonight. Trying to get it done, but who will come out on top? Two different teams as well. Underground RC for Vanderbeek and Rumis for Balzer. Triple at the end of the rhythm lane closes up very nicely towards the end of this one. Vanderbeek is certainly starting to sweat this thing a little bit. Starting to hop through the whoops. Balzer's coming up the inside, trying to make a pass. Look at this on the triple. Down the inside for the race lead. He shows him a wheel. Not quite yet. Unbelievable battle. These two guys both looking for their first career Race Factory Gaming main event victories. And boy, what a time to do it if they can make it happen. Terrific battle at the front. Balzer seemingly has some places where he's a little bit better. He's going for the quad and he's going for the race lead. Contact and he's got it. Doubles into the rhythm section. Doesn't get it very cleanly. Vanderbeek got it a little bit better, but they both kind of made it work at the end of the rhythm section. Matt Cromie now going to be lapped next in this group as Balzer's starting to get sideways. What a move for the quad down the inside by Rasmus Balzer. The 37 Ruma Suzuki leads the way with 3 minutes and a lap to go. Can he hold on for his first career main event win? What a great story this would be, really, for either rider, but Balzer has been trying and has been qualifying fastest for so long in this series, for it to all come undone late in these races. And here he is again in another great position as tripling on off comes Vanderbeek again. Does he go for the quad? No, and Balzer, the exit of this section is a little bit better if you can time that 3-3 into the corner. Oh, a little short. Vanderbeek in the background goes down. He's not off the bike, though. He stays on two wheels, but does lose some time. Now Balzer has a lead to work with. Whoo! Almost gets clipped by Brandon Wolf coming from the other lane. Balzer continuing to stretch that gap out. Meanwhile, it is Magnetti still in third place. Bordeaux fourth, Crotty fifth, Alec Horn in sixth. Tanner Thorson just getting passed for seventh by Trevor Spencer. So Spencer up into seventh, Thorson eighth. And Cochran now slides back into the top 10. He is in ninth. Damage limitation. Balzer Little sideways at the end of the whoops right there, into the tough blocks. Step on, step off very cleanly. And we're looking at just over a minute left to go, so it is very likely there is 3 laps still to go because there is time aplenty on the clock here. Balzer has a gap working now, and Vanderbeek is just trying to make some kind of inroads in it. Magnetti hopeful to close up and maybe still get second in this race. Not a whole lot of battling going on otherwise. We got a good battle going on here as Thorson just made a mistake. JR Reyes is coming down the inside, but he's a lap down. Trevor Spencer is going to make the pass on Thorson. So a little bit back and forth we go. Now Thorson gets kicked sideways, but a nice save. Comes down to Balzer trying to hold this on from Vanderbeek. All right, coming down. We have got 10 seconds on the clock. Balzer, I think, is just going to miss the time. We got 4, 3, 2, 1, and now time is about to expire, but Balzer has clipped the line again. 2 laps to go. Will that give Vanderbeek enough time to try to make something happen? Oh, man, Balzer cases that triple a little bit. Now Balzer making more mistakes through this rhythm section. Now casing onto the triple into this section. It's Magnetti who's moved up to second place, by the way. Something happened to Vanderbeek. He's lost a position. So Magnetti suddenly looks like he's in a position where if Balzer throws this away, he's going to win the race as Vanderbeek goes down in third. So Balzer, maybe he realized that gap opened back up, and now he is really playing the safe game here. White flag is waving. Rasmus Balzer trying to win his first career Race Factory Gaming 250 main event here tonight in Seattle. Can he hold on for the final lap of the race? Going double, quad, triple, and triple again. The safe line, but it works. Trevor Spencer trying to come into play a little bit. He'll double again. Table over single. Tries to get the triple and gets it cleanly. Triples into the corner. Just needs a clean run through the whoops and nobody in his way. Good to go. Magnetti is lurking back there in case something gets crazy here. 2 turns to go. Step on, step off, gets it clean, gets the triple clean. Final turn, first time in his career, Rasmus Balzer is a winner here in Seattle. Magnetti crosses the line in second. Vanderbeek will cross the line in third place, maybe, unless he gets this section all wrong. But he's got a big gap behind him, so he should be good to go. So Vanderbeek rounding out the podium here tonight with a third place finish. Seth Crotty very solid in fourth. Johan Bordeaux fifth. And hey, Casey Cochran, credit where credit is due. This race was not going his way whatsoever. But a nice job to recover. Charge back into sixth. And sixth is where he will stay. But again, good job of salvaging right here. This could have been way, way worse, and ends pretty well for him. The sixth place finish. Seth Shirley ends up in seventh. Alec Horn eighth. Tanner Thorson in ninth. And Holden Cody rounds out the top 10. Spencer, Gonzalez, Powers, Cooper, Shields, Post, Cromie, Reyes, Matot, Wolf, Irvine, Larson was your running order. We'll wait for cuts to come in. We still got one guy to cross the line here. And then I'll try to give you guys some points updates. Still waiting for that one rider to cross. I think he's probably about to be kicked. And he has. So let's see if anything changed. Looks like Magnetti still gets second. Cochran still gets sixth. Cochran gets 17 points. Magnetti got 23 points. That is 6 points gained in the championship, down to a 7-point advantage that Casey Cochran remains holding in this championship as they go on a short break again next week with the Detroit Supercross coming up. as we remake that one up. But it is a 7-point advantage for Cochran in the championship. Of course, Balzer also getting back in the mix as well in this championship fight. Let's go ahead and remind you guys of what these championship picture looks like before we move on from this one. All right, so here we are, 250 West. Remember, Balzer 18 points down. So with this win, getting himself 26 points to Cochran's 17 points, gains 9 points in the championship. So Balzer going to go from 18 to just 9 points down, whereas Magnetti goes from 13 to 7 points down. And suddenly, we have 3 guys within 9 points for this 250 West championship with just 3 rounds remaining. And boy, oh boy, that is a lot of fun. Going to be fun to watch. And the next time we race is going to be this 250 East-West Showdown coming up in a couple weeks' time. So that'll be very, very interesting as well to see how that all plays out. All right, 250 main event behind us, 450 main event coming up. And again, as a quick reminder of where we are with this 450 main event coming up, we'll look at our 450 Supercross standings. Alexis Leclerc leads from Braden Carter. Here is the big number right here, those 6-point deficit for Carter, trying to claw those points back. It's been a slow grind, and he's had some good races and some bad races, so it's definitely been a bit of a fluctuation as well. Colby Eaglins looks strong here tonight, won his heat race. Could he win here tonight? Close this 22-point deficit down. Who the heck knows? It is going to be so fun to watch and figure out what is going to happen in this 450 main event coming up here in Seattle. Great to have you guys with us. There we go, getting loaded into the Sueva. Just go Rico real quick. All right, who we got in the chat? What is going to happen here tonight in the 450 main event at Seattle? Can Braden Carter finally break through for a critical win he has been on the verge of for so long? Really could use one here tonight. Of course, Alexis Leclerc, he's always coming in feisty. Chase Blakely, hometown race for man on the 21. Janice, Jeremy Smith. Someone should tell him that his helmet is mismatched. Hubbard, Leclerc, Brandon Holmes, Castellaneta, Adam Holm, Frank Jackson. There is Eagland, Luke Sullivan, Van Wessel, Whelan, Adams, Ohashi, Dakota French, Mason Johnson, Devin Davis, Caleb Hall, T. Lang, and Tony Spinelli. That is your field here tonight. 450 main event from Seattle, 20 minutes plus a lap for round 12 of MotoOption Supercross. All right, folks, it's get nervous time. Who is leaving here the winner? And where will the championship picture sit when this is all said and done? It's been a crazy season to this point, and it seems like the craziness is going to continue. As we head to the Pacific Northwest, who's going to come out on top? It's the Seattle Supercross and MX Simulator right now. Jacob Hubbard leads him into the first corner first. The Phil Ski and Snowboard Honda picks up the RaceFactorGaming.com Whole Shot Award. He's got T. Lang on his outside on the 5. Jeremy Smith just got collected through the first rhythm section. Leclerc is in third place. Right behind Lang as Hubbard goes to the race lead. Looks like I see Carter coming out in about 5th or 6th spot back there. He's right behind Chase Blakely, so we'll see if he can settle in early. Try to get into this lead group as well. Little sideways there, Hubbard. Leclerc trying to get up behind Lang. Also closing in and going down is Payson Johnson. Woo, Carter just able to avoid him, but everybody else piling in. Nobody's able to tell that somebody is down on the backside of that jump up the inside as Hubbard leads the first lap of the race. Inside move, Leclerc on Lang. Doesn't quite get it done just yet. Trying to fight back into the next corner. Clips a tough block. Oh, that could have been dicey for the 7. So Hubbard dealing with the pressure from behind. It's Carter back there in 4th. This is going to get real good, folks. Strap in. 450 main event here in Seattle. Hubbard, Lang, Leclerc, Carter, the top four. And this is invaluable experience for Jacob Hubbard to lead this race and feel this pace at the front of the field. Meanwhile, Tyler Lang looking for his third consecutive victory. He kicked off his first career win at Daytona. That was actually now 3 weeks ago. And then we had a break after they had to reschedule Detroit. And a week ago in Indianapolis, Lang, in one of the craziest main events of all time, was able to slide through towards the end of the race and get the win for the second race in a row. Can he do it again here tonight? Definitely in a great position here early on. Leclerc is sitting back there lurking, and the front three are pulling away as Carter sits there in fourth place. Oh, Lang almost off the side of the track. Turns it into a bit of an inside move, almost into the back of Hubbard. And he's still tripling out of this corner. Yes, he can. So Carter kind of a lonely fourth place back there behind these guys, waiting for something to kick off ahead of him. Hubbard sideways in the whoops, sideways off the track, and Lang goes with him. He followed him off to the right side. That puts Leclerc into the race lead, and Carter moves to second place. 3.1 second gap. Early lap time check. We'll see where these guys are at. Up and over this big triple jump. 3.2 seconds is the deficit for Carter to Leclerc. 53.7, 54.3. Our two title combatants running 1 and 2 here. And this is going to be a good one. 17 minutes still on the clock. We have a lot of racing left here for this main event. Now Leclerc, he has to try to settle into a pace. He goes for the quad, shorts it a little bit right there. And we'll see how the 7 is able to hold steady in the front with the pressure coming from Carter in second place, 3.4 seconds. So the gap has opened up a little bit. Carter making some mistakes. Leclerc getting through the whoops well. Lang able to remount in third place. Ohashi finds himself in fourth. Sullivan, Hubbard, Janice, Eagland. Actually, Johnson now getting around Eagland for 8th spot, and Frank Jackson rounding out our top 10 here early on. We'll go back there and check out some of those guys in a moment as Johnson tries to set and establish an early pace. Carter this time through 54.2. Leclerc now resets his best lap of the race at a 53.7. So that time through, half a second gained for Leclerc over Carter, and it's not going to be too long before these guys are hitting lapped traffic. So Carter, he is just trying to at least keep the pressure on Leclerc, make Leclerc think about what's going on behind him and not be able to focus ahead too much. You can see, though, it's an absolute freight train behind these guys, pretty much all the way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th place is pretty much still in the first couple of sections right behind these guys. So the race is not separated that much. These guys really cannot afford to go down as Carter cases the triple hard. That's going to cost them some time. 54.5, 54.5, matching pace. What is Lang putting down behind them? Well, he goes 54.1. So 54.1 out of Lang gains 0.4 that time through. It's a bit of a lap time war currently, but Leclerc continuing to extend the lead slightly at the front of the field. 3.8 seconds. So it remains. Hubbard going to work on Ohashi, who has put in a great race on this Sushi Racing number 176 Yamaha through the first 5 minutes of this one. Trying to hold on to this fourth position, but pressure from Hubbard closing in behind, and now Lang just made a mistake, allowing him to close up a little bit. Like I said, everybody's still very tightly knit here in this front group. Looks like maybe Castellaneta is the first one not really in it, as in the background down goes Johnson and Eagland together. The teammates are stuck in this corner here. They're going to get going behind their fellow teammate, the 11 of Luke Sullivan, but they have lost a lot of ground and a lot of track position as well. Now Johnson getting sideways again and going down again. Not his night whatsoever for Payson Johnson, who had a good start in the main event as well and threw it away. Some good battles, though, going on through the midfield here is Hubbard finally going to make that pass stick on Ohashi, and just as he tries to make it happen, he goes down. So meanwhile, Janice is going to try to make it stick. Not quite able to just yet. Pulling up alongside around the outside, though, does get it done. They both made a little bit of a bobble, but Janice, kind of the lesser of the two, able to swing on through, make the pass happen on James Ohashi. And here we go over this big triple jump. Ohashi trying to keep Janice close. Then Lang. And back to Carter versus Leclerc. Gap at 2.5. 52.7 last time through for Carter, but he just missed a quad. So he had been gaining some time back on Leclerc. Now it extends back out to a 3-second gap. And they are just yo-yoing as lap traffic coming into play. That's Brandon Holmes trying to get out of the way as Leclerc went by. And now getting through the whoops. Carter keeping it at about 3 seconds. So really, almost nothing in it between these two. They have pretty much matched pace since they've got into this position. Carter maybe a tiny bit gained. This time through is going to go 53.8, 53.7 Leclerc. So only 1/10 gained back by Leclerc that time through, despite Carter not getting the quad. These two, man, they are nuts. And this championship fight between them has been very, very good to watch. Seems like it's only about to get better, though. Carter trying to downside that, but not getting the quad again. Like, closes up on Leclerc through those couple of sections, but just can't quite get that triple cleanly downsided to set himself up for the quad. We got another rider down. That looked to be the 43, I believe, of Trent Adams getting spun around. Look at these guys carrying the speed into the whoops, though. Carter, so much momentum. Little swap at the end there, but nice job to soak up that jump. And now keeps it down to 2.2 seconds on Leclerc, so it's closed up a little bit again. And Leclerc got the on-offs ahead of Carter very well. Leclerc, 53.9. Carter, 53.5. 4/10 gain that last time by. It's close, but not quite close enough. Carter has got to make a couple more moves here to get this thing closer. Or will Leclerc perhaps make a mistake, or will Carter make a mistake? 31 to Devin Davis down off the side of the track as they put him a lap down. This is Carter's kryptonite right here, though, getting this quad. He is going to get it cleanly this time, though, and very cleanly at that. So the gap will close up a little bit more on Leclerc. Down to 1.7. And into the whoops. Carter carrying so much speed, but hopping a little bit. Nice job to recover. Actually gained time in the process. Down to 1.3. Boy, this has been building to a crescendo. And this is going to be a very, very good battle, as now Chase Blakely's going to split the difference between them. Leclerc able to get some help. See if Blakely moves aside as Carter comes through. Yes, Blakely's going to swing wide, I think, and let Carter by. Maybe not. Swings back in front of him. Still has not let the one through. Blakely, what are we doing, sunshine? Blue bar clearly displayed. You got to move out of the way. There you go. As now Leclerc dealing with a little bit more lap traffic. Carter able to clear Blakely. That is probably Dakota French. It's the only rider I don't have skins for that they're also putting a lap down. Leclerc triple into the corner. Gets it clean. Now into the whoops they go. Carter with a great drive through the whoops this time by. And Dakota French, I think, trying to move out of the way. Move aside. These guys going outside to get this on-off, though. Gotta be careful not to go back up the inside and stick a nose down there. So through traffic, 53.5, 53.3 for Leclerc. Extends it back out by another 2/10. Rider down on the outside. That looked like Frank Jackson, I believe, on the 32. So that was Carter's teammate, so he would have been tipped off a little bit that Jackson was going down. Swinging through this corner, Leclerc is going to start feeling the pressure here very soon. I want to watch some other riders, but this battle is about to get absolutely insane if Carter can catch Leclerc for the race lead. These two have been slowly closing on each other essentially this entire main event. And now we're about to see if it's going to get gnarly. Carter with a terrific drive in the whoops has got this thing closed down under a second. Leclerc trying to respond, gets a very nice drive across the start straight, opens it back up a little bit. Up and over the finish line jump they go. Leclerc looks like he's opened up a little bit of that gap just a bit again. But man, Carter, he's so good through these first couple of sections. Seems like he's just carrying more corner speed. And that's kind of the difference maker right now. Landing off the track, though, got to be careful. And it seems like they're both nailing the triple quad with relative ease as well. So they're hitting their marks. Leclerc's doing a terrific job under pressure as well, with Carter closing up from behind. But Carter's drive in the whoops right here is insane as Leclerc gets a bit of a kick. That's going to slow him down. And here comes Carter. Got a great drive through the whoops. Gets this double clean. And he's on him now. Battle for the lead in Seattle. 12th round of the championship. 6 points between both of these guys. And this win means a ton. Nothing in it between our leaders. 0.6 of a second as Carter rips the corner again. Have to imagine he's going to try to get a run in the whoops and make something happen. That has been his spot. But maybe Leclerc, now that he's got pressure right behind him, is going to start making mistakes as Adam Holm gets sideways, goes off the track. Devin Davis getting lapped again as Carter triples over top. Oh, Devin Davis gets in the way and Carter goes down. Carter tripled over Leclerc and momentarily took the race lead, and now he's down with Devin Davis. Davis just going to move aside, but so much lap traffic now between them. Leclerc trying to miss Ohashi in the whoops, almost goes down. But now Carter has it all to do again. Oh, you hate to see it. That battle had been building for so long, and then the second it happens, Devin Davis and Brayton Carter collide. And now Leclerc has a 6-second race lead. Let's see if he can hold this one, or will Carter start to saw this one away as well? Back in third place, though. It is T. Lang holding on to the final podium position. Jacob Hubbard running in fourth place. Bobby Eaglin, he's made it up to fifth, but man, just losing too many points week after week. Luke Sullivan in sixth. Matthias Janis seventh. Jeremy Smith up into P8 ahead of Braden Castellaneta in ninth. And Joey Van Wessel, well done for the I-Spec rider, down here in 10th. Great ride for him. Payson Johnson, side by side with Alexis Leclerc. Dualies. Not sure what Payson is doing, but he just unlapped himself against Leclerc. And this is not going to be a good look for anybody, particularly Panini Motorsports, who looks like they don't have their team really together. But at this point, Johnson now unlapping himself from Leclerc and blocking Leclerc a little bit. And Johnson now has a bit of a gap established, so maybe Leclerc will be able to settle back into a pace. Meanwhile, Carter has got the gap down to 4.1, so it is coming down, but we only have 6 minutes left. He is going to need quite a heroic ride right here. He's better in the whoops. That's gaining him a lot of time right there. 4/10 it looked like right there. And he's better through the first couple sections of the racetrack. If he could figure out how to not lose time over the finish line jump, basically, this could get gnarly. All right, 52.9, 54.1, 1.2 seconds gained last time by. And we have a lot of time on the clock if he's going to gain 1.2 seconds every single time through. So this is actually coming back in the favor of Carter, who is riding a phenomenal main event despite going down with Devin Davis in that moment. Somehow, someway, might be catching Leclerc again for the race lead. Down under 3 seconds. Lap traffic trying to move aside. Nicely done. I think that was Tony Spinelli, as Leclerc is also trying to work through lap traffic. This might be Trent Adams, I think I'm seeing up here on the 43. Carter hopping through the whoops. Nicely done to corral that back together. That could have been really bad. Aces the double on exit. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Not too much, though, in the end. All right, lap time check again. 54.1 again for Leclerc. 53.5, gaining 0.6 that time by. Lap traffic aplenty as well. Luke Sullivan picking himself up from a crash, trying to allow Carter through, as Leclerc has Castellaneta. They're at the tail end of the top 10 right here, so this is really a bunch of guys going for it. And now Leclerc is going to definitely be blocked by a couple guys that definitely missed the rhythm section right here. That's Joey Van Wessel not getting the main line. Leclerc has to come to a stop, and Castellaneta almost into the back of him. Carter around Sullivan now can see Leclerc once again. And Leclerc's off the side of the track. He's trying to get back on as Carter closes in. Lap traffic is absolutely everywhere. Adams, Castellaneta right in front of Leclerc as Carter closes up for the race lead. 4 minutes and a lap to go. And it is on in Seattle. Adams moves off the track, but then jumps back on, still ahead of Leclerc. Leclerc defensive as Adams goes down. Here we go, Carter on Leclerc. Not just yet. Castellaneta still sitting in a inside line trying to move aside. Where does Carter go? Where does he try to make this pass? Coming into this rhythm section, Leclerc. Look at this, Carter almost alongside. If he gets the quad into the corner, I think it's on. Neither of them get it. Carter's down the inside. They both chase. Castellaneta lands on Carter. Carter takes the race lead. Leclerc tripling back on, goes back by. Back and forth we go in Seattle. How they both didn't go down, I will never know. It's Joey Van Wessel with Payson Johnson getting on the track ahead of these guys. What the heck just happened right there? And now Leclerc, half a second lead. Hey, you know what? Tyler Lang is only 6 seconds down again. Could this be the third win in a row and the second week in a row that Lang takes the race victory because these two are battling for the race lead? What a main event we're about to have in the closing stages here in Seattle. The racing has been fantastic this year, and it seems like it's only getting better. Van Wessel jumps off the track. Carter trying to close up on Leclerc for the race lead. Almost into the back of the Frenchman. Leclerc trying to get around Payson Johnson, but we've known that Johnson is not trying to move out of the way for the race leaders. Will Johnson ruin this battle next? Well, he's getting sideways in the whoops, getting sideways again. They split. Carter to the race lead. They split Johnson, who was going down, and Carter takes it over. Leclerc's not done, trying to fight back. Up the inside before the finish line jump. Oh, he goes down. Oh, he hit the inside tough block and goes down. Carter takes the race lead. Leclerc gets up still in second, but here is T-Lang. Oh, did he force the issue a bit much there? That was a ridiculous pass attempt. Down the inside, hits his head on the inside tough block and goes down. Unbelievable action, and it's not done yet. Lang's trying to get back around Leclerc. Meanwhile, Carter trying to get away at the front of this, going down the whoops. Lang putting the pressure on Leclerc for second place, though. Oh, man, trying to catch my breath. The racing has been crazy these last 3 weeks. I just don't even know how to keep up anymore. Can Lang make a pass on Leclerc? Wouldn't that be something? We're down under a minute left on the clock, though. Carter controlling the race from the front, but if he crashes, this thing gets crazy again. Oh my goodness, what a save by T-Lang. And it might turn into a pass. He's going to go for the quad into the corner. Johnson hits Lang and almost puts him over the berm. Johnson is playing a huge role in this battle, but Lang is going to get the pass done anyway because Leclerc made a mistake. So Lang back by now through into second place. And will Leclerc go for yet another dive bomb pass to get back by Lang? Meanwhile, Carter out front checks in again, so it is 2 laps to go. Up and over the finish line jump. Leclerc with a nice scrub, pushing up to Lang as it runs. 1 point championship lead for Alexis Leclerc if they were to finish like this. I don't think they're going to finish like this, though. I just feel like Leclerc is going to try something on Lang. And Johnson is still pushing right behind Leclerc. Leclerc and Lang both nail the quad. It stopped for the corner just in time. Carter through the whoops again, dealing with some lap traffic. It's Jeremy Smith right in front of him. And Tony Spinelli goes down. Leclerc starting to lose a little bit of a toe there on Lang. He might not have a shot at getting back by the Suzuki rider. White flag is out. Lap traffic still very much in play here on the final lap here in Seattle. 7.3 second race lead for Braden Carter, but the battle for second is still hot and heavy. Lang is doing a terrific job holding off the pressure from behind and gets the rhythm once again on the last lap of the race, so he should be good to go, barring lap traffic. Meanwhile, one more run through the whoops for Carter, and he will be on his way to a victory here. Oh my goodness, Trent Adams almost going down in front of him. How about this main event, though? Braden freaking Carter catches Leclerc, crashes, catches him again, passes him, and Braden Carter is going to come through to win the Seattle Supercross. Tyler Lang crosses the line in second place, and Leclerc will get third. Once again, third round in a row, top three separated by less than 10 seconds. Eaglin crosses in fourth. Jeremy Smith with a top 5, a lap down. Jeremy Smith in fifth place. This guy right here finished fifth place, a lap down. 42 seconds behind Eaglin in the end. Oh my goodness. Hubbard 6th, Janis 7th, Johnson ends up 8th, Van Wessel 9th, and Castellaneta rounds out the top 10. Dakota French, Jackson, Blakely, Sullivan, Hall, Ohashi, Adams, Spinelli, Holm, Davis, Holmes, and Whelan. We're waiting for cuts to come in. 2 guys still to cross. Anything changes between Leclerc and Lang, perhaps? One more guy? And it stays the same. Nothing changes between our top 4. Jeremy Smith a lap down in fifth place. Braden Carter wins. 1 point in it. 11 rounds have come and gone. We're making up Detroit next week, so you guys won't want to miss that round for sure. But 6 rounds of this championship remain. 1 point in it. Alexis Leclerc leaves as your championship leader. Braden Carter retains second place, but moves up to just 1 point down. Whereas Colby Eaglin going to start feeling some heat from T. Lang soon at this point with the points that Lang has been gaining back in this championship. Leclerc is going to be frustrated with this main event tonight, but holy freaking smokes, what a race. Apologies for the voice cracks, but that race was too crazy to keep track of, just like we've had for the last 3 weeks. I mean, it's been crazy. I've got to try to figure this out because every single week, 5 minutes to go, chaos ensues, and again, we had it here in Seattle. Terrific night of racing in both classes. First-time winner in the 250 class, and Braden Carter gets it done in the 450 class. Really against all odds, because it looked like after he crashed with Devin Davis that main event might have been over, but he pulled it back, got back around Leclerc, and wins the 12th round of MotoOption Supercross here tonight. Want to give a big shout-out, of course, to RaceReactorGaming.com for putting on these races, MotoOption Supercross, as well, MotoOption Clothing. Thanks so much to them. Race 6 Suspension, Underground RC, Phil Ski and Snowboard, MXS Lobby, Tagger Designs, everybody involved in the series. Thanks so much to all of them. Big shout out, of course, to R Jerky and Hinson Clutch Components for helping us out here on the broadcast. And a huge shout out to every single one of you guys that tune in every single week. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show that we put on for you guys here on Start Your Systems, round 12 of MotoOption Supercross from Seattle. Again, we'll be back next week, same time, same place for round 10 of the series from Detroit. We're making up that round after some server issues or something. Forget what it was, but a couple weeks ago we had to cancel or postpone, I should say, the Detroit Supercross, push it back to this next week. So we're racing even in the off week, and we hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again, and we'll see you guys next week in the Motor City. So long, guys.